What is up, car addicts? In this video, we're talking about this week's Double Money Event Week, as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for October 1st through October 7th, 2020. The current casino podium vehicle is the Coil Brawler, kind of a strange choice there from Rockstar. So this vehicle is primarily based on the Local Motors Rally Fighter and released about 5 years ago with the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 update. This vehicle normally costs about $700,000. Now, performance-wise, this vehicle is in the off-roads class, and it has a lot of quick vehicles to compete with and good off-roading vehicles to compete with. The Brawler's main strength is top speed. However, in terms of braking, handling, and low-speed off-roading, the Brawler is not very good. It's not really a good all-round vehicle. Especially in terms of braking, the Brawler has brakes that are very, very poor. When you slam on those brakes, it's almost like if you were driving on snow, that sort of feeling where it keeps going forward. It just keeps going for a very long time, so not really that great of a vehicle all around. So for those of you who maybe paid full price for the Brawler and are angry about it being on the podium, you can still take the one you originally purchased and sell it for roughly $500,000 depending on your upgrades. Again, to avoid confusion, please note that what you get for the vehicle depends on what you paid for it. The podium vehicle will not sell for any money. I'm specifically referring to the Brawler that people paid full price for. So, is the Brawler worth attempting to win by spinning the lucky wheel over and over this week? Especially for those of you who spend hours spinning that wheel back to back. Honestly, I personally don't really think that it's worth it for this week. Performance-wise, the Brawler is not that great of a vehicle. Off-roading and handling-wise, again, not that great either. Honestly, the only reason I still have mine is because I like how it looks in my rally-themed garage. So, really just for the looks and kind of the nostalgia of it being featured in a Fast and Furious movie, that's pretty much it. So, starting off with the property discounts, we have 40% off the CEO offices, as well as 30% off the upgrades and renovations for them as well. I highly recommend getting a CEO office if you don't have one already. It's a must-have item if you want to make money with many of the well-paying businesses. The only upgrade I recommend is the accommodation upgrade, so you can spawn in there, and of course the organization name. All the other upgrades here are pretty useless in my opinion. Moving along, we have 25% off the vehicle warehouses. So if you guys remember, this property is necessary to do the import-export vehicle business, and this property is needed to own and store the special vehicles underground, such as the Rocket Voltic, Ruiner 2000, Ramp Buggy, etc. So I highly recommend purchasing a vehicle warehouse if you don't have one already. Moving on to vehicle discounts, so we do have new ones on other websites, but as far as the legendary Motorsport website, we still have the same Sports Classics car discounts yet again for the 7th week in a row. I guess we'll see how far we can keep track of this, but I guess these will continue at this point until the next DLC update comes out, most likely in December. That's my guess. But anyways, I'm not going to go into detail like I usually do with each car. I'm just going to quickly mention the car discounts to kind of refresh your memory. So, we have 50% off the following Sports Classics cars: the Swinger, the 190Z, the Viceris, Silvestra, Rapid GT Classic, Torero, Infernus Classic, Mamba, Sterling GT, and lastly, the Z-Type. Moving on to the Southern San Andreas website, we have 25% off the BF Club. Now, this little car is currently the king of the compact car class in terms of performance. It just destroys all the compact cars, and it's easy to drive as well on top of that. So I doubt we'll see another discount on this car for a very long time, so I highly recommend buying it at this price if you don't have one already. Moving on to the Warstock website, we have 40% off the Ramp Buggy. Now the Ramp Buggy, I'm sure you guys remember, is a super fun vehicle that launches cars in the air. When the vehicle first released, there was only a certain amount of vehicles that you could ramp before it started smoking and eventually just blew up. Well, about a year ago, they actually removed that damage it takes, and now it can ramp an unlimited amount of cars without smoking, which is awesome. So now it's kind of like more of an incentive to buy it. It actually makes it a lot more worth it. Moving along, we have 40% off the Phantom Wedge. So basically the semi-truck version of the ramp buggy. However, this one does have a lot more torque to push and launch almost anything out of the way, which is awesome. Also to note that this one was buffed as well to ramp on a limited amount of cars like the buggy. And lastly, we have 40% off the Blazer Aqua. Now this little ATV can drive on water as the wheels kind of fold in with the push of a button, which is pretty cool. It's sort of a combination of a jet ski and an ATV in one. Although I do feel it's a bit pricey. Keep in mind guys that for these special vehicles you need to own a vehicle warehouse, which I mentioned earlier happens to be on sale this week. And that's it for vehicle discounts. Again, the Legendary Motorsports Sports Classics car discounts repeating for the 7th time in a row are quite annoying. At this point, I personally believe they will just stay till the next DLC update releases sometime in December. As far as login items, you can get this Red the Diamond Classic t-shirt for free just for logging in this week, which is awesome. And for those of you who like participating in business battles, you have a chance to win this Claim What's Yours t-shirt for the duration of this event week. Moving on to the double money stuff, we have double money NRP on the Diamond Casino adversary modes. So these are very similar to the bunker ones, but in the casino, which is kind of cool. Next up, we have double money NRP on business battles. And lastly, we have double money NRP on the special vehicle work missions. Keep in mind that completing these missions as the host unlocks you the trade prices for the special vehicles you see in the thumbnails. Moving on to the Prime Gaming discounts for Prime Gaming members only. I will leave instructions in the pinned comment how to become a Prime Gaming member if you aren't one already. So, they are the same as last week, which is 70% off the Drift Yosemite. So this vehicle is in the muscle car class and is not that great performance wise in comparison to the regular Yosemite, which is a lot better. And of course, the Drift Yosemite is a lot harder to drive. Next up, we have 40% off the Benny's custom upgrade conversion cost for the Yosemite Rancher, which brings the upgrade fee down to $420,000, plus the initial cost of the Yosemite, so that brings the total base cost of the Yosemite Rancher to $905,000 with the discount. The Rancher is an awesome vehicle with tons of customization, good off-road capability, and decent speed as well. One of my favorite vehicles from the summer update and one I highly recommend. And lastly, for Twitch Prime, we have 100% off the Vespucci Canals nightclub, making it absolutely free this week, which is awesome. Again guys, if you don't see the discount on the Drift Yosemite, Yosemite Rancher, or the free Vespucci Canals nightclub, it's because you don't have your Prime Gaming account linked to your social club. Again, all the information on how to do that is down below in the pinned comment. And lastly, we have of course the RC Bandito Time Trial Power Station. This week's normal time trial is Great Ocean Highway. I highly recommend a fast motorcycle doing a wheelie such as the Batty 801 or Hakachu, or a fast car such as the Pariah, the Tally GTO, the Vest 8, Emerus, or Krieger. And this week's premium race is the motorcycle race Art to Art. I highly recommend either the Hakachu Drag or Shotaro for this race. This race is pretty corner intensive, which is why I recommend those two bikes. Every Friday I post a guide on how to easily beat the time trials and premium race, so stay tuned for that if you're new. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. This event week is pretty decent in terms of discounts, and the bonus money is sort of okay. I really wish they would have given us double money for the vehicle cargo import export, which I think would have been really fitting for this week. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.